Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about Bare Minerals. And I finally got this product last night. I'm really excited about it. And this is just the original product. It's in Golden Tan W30. And I don't really think you can see this color. I mean, it just looks beige, basically. But it is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, although it's not as light as you see here. That's actually not an accurate color. So I want to talk about, why I decided to go for Bare Minerals. Again, talk about pricing. Do I feel like it's worth it compared to just drugstore brands? Because that's what I had switched from. And just my experience buying it, and do I like it? I don't know if I already said that. Sorry. I've had a few too many cups of coffee today. Anyway, so yeah, so I had previously just used like CoverGirl or Maybelline powder compacts, and I hadn't used those for several years, just because, after high school or middle school, I just realized, that look was not working for me at all. I do have acne scars. I thankfully don't have any current breakouts, but I do have discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and indented scars. So I do need some heavier cover-up, and I used powder compacts, and they just never really did the trick. They did achieve a matted look, but it looked very artificial. It looked very makeup-y, if you know what I mean. It looked very theatrical. So for me, unless I was really desperate and I was, posing for a picture from at least a few feet away, I would not touch a compact with a 10-foot pole. And that said, I'm really conscious about price. So I did want something that was cheap. A $50 powder is just not an option for me. I won't go there. But at the same time, I didn't want just a cheap compact because not only did it not look good on my skin, it looked really makeup-y, like I said, and it almost looked worse than if I had no makeup at all, because you could tell that I was trying to cover something up and I wasn't doing a good job at it. So womp womp. It's like a double whammy. And also it just dried out my skin. Powders are infamous for doing that. And having acne-prone skin, it just really did not make my skin feel good. So I said I don't have current acne breakouts, but it's very easy for me to get them. So, around that time of the month, I definitely break out a little bit. And if I do something like, just something simple, like not washing my face one night, even if I didn't have makeup on that day, next morning, like clockwork, I will have at least a couple breakouts. So I have to be very vigilant at the top of my game to not have current breakouts. And so all these factors put together, I'm like, you know what, maybe it's time to invest in a powder. And so what I usually wear is Makeup Forever HD foundation. It's obviously a liquid foundation. And I'm very happy with that. As far as the liquid goes, I can't imagine using another foundation. However, I did feel that I wanted a powder sometimes to just kind of pull things together, especially, on those days where your skin just doesn't look as good, it looks kind of splotchy. For what it's worth, I'm also using retinol. And so for any of you who know about using retinol or acne creams, sometimes they can make your skin look worse before they look better. And so you do need to cover up while your skin is peeling and healing. So I decided to go for a powder that was not drugstore quality. So why Bare Minerals? Basically, I'd looked at the infomercials, everybody has. They're kind of hypnotic to watch. And I decided, what, I do want something natural, I do want something organic, and at about $30 for, a serve or a pot of this, it's affordable. So I went to Sephora yesterday evening, and one thing I will say, I wish I'd gone during the daytime because it's much harder to kind of, see whether a foundation is really good for your skin under the lighting that they have. I mean, it's bright, but it's not really realistic. Like, you're never under that kind of lighting. And anyway, the sun is your harshest critic and your best critic. So I always think that you should, check out how you look under the sun to see if a color is really right for you. Excuse me. I told you I've had too much coffee. I'm like Okay. So, I go into the store and the sales lady is really helpful. However, we have such a hard time finding the right color. And honestly, this was a shock and a disappointment to me because one of the things that Bare Minerals says, and just all mineral foundations, they claim that they can match your color exactly, even though they have 4 shades. So Bare Minerals, on their infomercials, they literally have 4 shades and they claim they can match your color exactly. Now, I've never called them, so I don't know exactly how they do this, but I can't imagine trusting one of these 4 shades on me. Because when I went to Sephora, I tried, there were 16 shades to choose from, and I tried probably like 6 or 7 of them. Like me and the makeup consultant together. We tried 6 or 7, and everything was a little bit off. And what I was most surprised at is that they didn't have anything warm enough for my skin. So I don't know if you can really tell in this video, but my skin is quite yellow, and the video quality actually makes my skin color look more neutral than it is, but it does have yellow undertones, which are quite strong. That's common in Indian skin, and obviously I don't want, a cool dark or a neutral dark. I want a warm dark. And so I tried I think it was like their warm tan and their golden tan, and obviously, I bought this, so the golden tan was close enough, but it wasn't exact. And I know that you can't be exact, but for something like Bare Minerals, where um, they they claim that they can match you exactly, you better at least come pretty close. So I was really disappointed by that. The golden the golden tan is a little bit too white. It's not golden. Like, don't get me wrong, like the shade, it's still a browny color, but it has too much white in it. So it actually has more blue pigmentation than yellow pigmentation, if that makes sense. And then the next color, like right beside it in the same color family, had too much red in it. So it actually made my skin look splotchier, which obviously you don't want. So, I was in the store for about an hour, like literally an hour. I tried on so many foundations, and eventually I settled on this because even though it's not exact, it does pull my face together. It does brighten it a little bit, and I think if I blend well enough, it's actually a really good foundation for my face. And there's no line on the neck, so I figured, I'd take it. And also, you can see that my face does look a little bit brighter than my neck, and that's actually because it is brighter than my neck, even without makeup. For better or worse, I use SPF on my face and not my neck. I know that's not good, but so my face is a different color from my neck. So yeah, so you might be wondering, why did I stick with Bare Minerals as opposed to another, high quality powder foundation? Well, let me tell you that, during that 1 hour that I was in the store, I tried on several different foundation powders, around the $30 to $40 range. And I don't think I tried on any other mineral foundations, so I can't speak to that, but I will tell you that because of the mica in Bare Minerals, there's just something about the airbrushing quality that they claim, which is true. So the other powders did make my face look matte, and they were decent powders, but I noticed nothing came close to the luminosity of Bare Minerals. And so in that respect, their marketing is right on, and it is truthful. So yeah, this looked the most organic of all the powders, I will say. That said, I don't think that it makes your skin look perfect. I don't think it's like totally airbrushed, nothing like that. It's not a miracle, and I don't think it's a miracle cure. I do like Bare Minerals, but I don't think it's like a godsend like some people on the infomercials say. It hasn't been for me. I'm happy with my skin, but it doesn't look totally different. And I will say this. I will say if you have, maybe just a little bit of redness, a little bit of splotchiness, I almost like the dewy look, like I said before. I think you cannot replicate the the luminosity of healthy skin. No matter how good your makeup is, you know, there's something about the freshness and brightness of skin that you just can't replicate. And honestly, on some of those infomercials, I see girls with just a little bit of redness, a little bit of rosacea, or like freckles. Like, since when is freckles a you know, a skin problem? Like, are you kidding me? Like, if I had skin as good as some of those models and I just had freckles or a little bit of rosacea, I would not use Bare Minerals. And that's it. I mean, if you have a lot of rosacea, that's another thing. I'm not, you know, minimizing your problems, but what I'm saying is, if you have reasonably healthy skin, I would say keep the makeup to a minimum. I think, you know, so many women look so beautiful out there already. So unless you're, you know, trying to cover up some serious discoloration like some of us are, you know, you look really beautiful without your makeup. And a lot of people prefer fresh faces to really made up faces. So that's a personal preference. I'm just putting it out there, something to think about. But in general, I've been using Bare Minerals, you know, just for a little while. Like, I just used it this morning, and I do like it. I do like it. One thing I don't like is I don't like how you have to, you know, take the foundation out of the pot, and they tell you to pour a little bit into the lid. I think that's a little bit wasteful, because I always end up getting powder, like, you know, it just kind of fluffs up into the air, and I always have to like pour a little bit of powder back. I wish there was some way to kind of self-contain it in here and just, you know, brush it, like, you know, swirl your brush just in the pot. That's my only complaint, and it is kind of annoying that you do have to buy like another makeup brush with it. I have this brush. It's really poor quality. I mean, I don't even know from where I got it. It was just in my bathroom. So I do have to go out and buy a brush. I'm going to do that today. I did not buy the Bare Minerals brush at Sephora. It was way too effing expensive. I think I'm just going to go to Walmart or Target, honestly, and just get a kabuki brush or something. So I'm going to do that. In general, I would say Bare Minerals, if you want a powder foundation, Bare Minerals is the way to go. For the price, I don't think you can beat it. That said, it's not a godsend. I don't think it's like a miracle. So, you know, do have realistic expectations, but I think it's healthy for your skin. Oh, another thing, don't sleep in this. Like, no matter how good minerals are for you, don't sleep in them. I mean, at the end of the day, you still have stuff on your skin, it's still getting into your pores, and there's nothing like freshly cleansed skin with a little bit of moisturizer. So even though they say you can sleep in it, like, don't. You know, I slept in it last night, and my skin did not look as healthy this morning. So that's my 2 cents, you know, buyer beware. Yeah. So enjoy your trip to Sephora, go with a friend, go in the daytime, you know, so you can really see how it looks, and take your time. You know, if you don't find a shade that's right for you, don't feel pressured to buy it right then, even though the salespeople have helped you. Take your time, because at the end of the day, this is your face, and you want something that's going to be really good for your face, and you don't want a color that's slightly off. So even though this is not a perfect match for me, honestly, it looks pretty flawless after it's been blended. So I got lucky, and I hope that you will too. So let me know what you think, and good luck to you. Okay, we'll talk soon.